Welcome to Unpopped Review, movie reviews for movie lover and not a movie critic. And welcome to my new studio. As you can tell, I'm trying out a few things, so please bear with me as I get some of the kinks out. Anyways, in today's review, Tom Hanks plays an experienced captain who is suddenly faced with an impossible scenario. Luckily though, he's able to use his calm nature and wisdom to get out of the difficult situation. But enough about Captain Phillips, this is the Clint Eastwood directed Sully. Sully is the real-life story of Captain Chelsea Sullenberger, who was piloting U.S. Airways Flight 1549, when suddenly a flock of Canada geese crippled both engines, and Sully is forced to make a water landing in the frigid Hudson River on January 15, 2009. Now, with how much media attention this story has gotten in the past, I'm assuming that most know what happens overall. So there will be some spoilers about the actual events of the incident, but I will refrain from giving away any of the major dramatic plot points of the movie to at least keep those intact. So with that being said, let's talk about the good. Tom Hanks as Captain Sully. Now, it's pretty common knowledge about how great Hanks is as an actor, and that definitely hasn't changed. And the entire movie basically follows Sully as he goes from a no-name pilot to one of the most famous and talked about people in the world. And with that, Hanks has to deliver a performance of a normal man suddenly being thrust into that kind of situation. And without a doubt, it's definitely Hanks' performance that rises to the top and makes this movie worth it. Now let's talk about the supporting cast. As I said, most of the movie does focus on Captain Sully, but many of the supporting and minor characters definitely get a shine as well. Aaron Eckhart as co-pilot Jeff Skiles is a perfect, light-hearted character. Mike O'Malley and Anna Gunn are two of the people that are investigating the incident, and they're just trying to do their job. And there are numerous other people that are depicting actual passengers on the plane. And the amazing thing about them is that we end up getting tiny moments of about 6 to 10 individual passengers. And not a single one of them felt shortchanged. Each one of them has a moment and you care for them the entire way. Next I'm going to talk about the way the entire story was put together. Overall, from when the plane took off to when it landed in the Hudson was only about 6 minutes. And 6 minutes, although a great short film, does not make for an entire movie. So instead of showing the story linearly, it's actually chopped up. So the entire flight is actually cut together with amazing moments. Like Sully's phone call with his wife, press interviews, and the actual investigation that took place afterwards. Now, why this is so interesting is because as a watcher, unless you followed the 2009 story closely, you honestly don't know what part of Sully's memories are true until some of the facts are revealed later on. And with that, let's move on to the lack of story. Now, I know that I just complimented Sully on the way the movie was put together, and I still definitely stand by that. But if you research what actually happened, you learn that a lot of the investigation portion was embellished for drama purposes. Which I completely understand, because without it, the story is simply the plane goes up, the plane goes down, followed by a very boring investigation. So while it is interesting the way the movie jumps throughout the timeline, there just isn't enough there to make it as fleshed out and interesting as it could have been. And finally, let's talk about the ugly. Laura Linney as Sully's wife. Every time Sully calls his wife Lorraine, the movie just doesn't simply slow down. It instead comes to a screeching and boring halt. Now, I'm not going to blame the actress entirely for this, because it definitely could have been the writing or directing. But the way the movie follows Sully and how he is feeling and reacting to these situations, I just feel that more time and emotions should have been given to his wife to bring even more of that emotion to the forefront. Now, overall, this is not the best movie that Clint Eastwood has ever directed, but it is by far not his worst. So if you're a big fan of Clint Eastwood's directing and storytelling, I'd say that Sully is worthy to see in theaters. So that's what I thought of Sully. What did you think? And what's some of your favorite movies that feature a real-life disaster? Leave your comments below, don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember to always keep it unpopped.